sheets sting. It doesn't matter that I was hooked up to this thing that buzzed and beeped every time my heart leaped, like a man whose faith tells him God's hands are big enough to catch an airplane or a world. And it doesn't matter that every breath I took was either hard labor or a hard time, that I was clenched up like a fist protesting death, or that I was always either too hot or too cold. It doesn't matter, because my hospital roommate wears Star Wars pajamas. And he's 9 years old. His name is Lewis. And I don't even have to ask what he's got. The bald head and skin and bones frame speaks volumes. The Game Boy and feather pillow boom like they're trying to make him feel at home because he's going to be here a while. And I manage to smile the first time I see him, and it feels like the biggest lie I've ever told. So I hold my breath, because I'm thinking that any minute now he's going to call me on it. I hold my breath like I just made eye contact with a gang member who's got a rap sheet the length of a lecture on dumb mistakes that politicians have made. I hold my breath because I'm thinking maybe he's going to give me my life back the minute I have something to trade. I damn near pull out my pack and say, cigarette? But my fear subsides the moment I realize that Lewis is all show and tell. He's got everything from a shotgun shell to a crow's foot, and he can put them all in context, like, see, this is from a shooting range, and see, this is from a weird girl. I watch his hands curl around a cufflink and a tie tack, and I realize that every knick-knack is a treasure, and every treasure has a story. And right when I think I can't handle more, he hits me with another story. He says, this is from my father, and this is from my brother, and this is from that weird girl, and this is from my mother. It took me about 2 days to figure out that that weird girl is his sister. It took him about 2 hours after she left today to figure out that he missed her. And they visit every day and stay well past visiting hours because for them that term doesn't apply. But when they do leave, Lewis and I are left alone. And he says the worst part about being sick is getting all the free ice cream you ask for. And the worst part about that is realizing there's nothing more that they can do for you. He says ice cream can't make everything okay. And I'm scared to ask him because I already know what he's going to say. Maybe he just needs to say it, so I ask him anyway. Are you scared? Lewis doesn't even lower his voice when he says, fuck yeah. I listened to a 9-year-old boy say the word fuck. Like he's a 30-year-old man with a nosebleed being lowered into a shark tank. He's got a right to it. And if it takes this kid a curse word to help him get through it, then I want to teach him to swear like the devil sitting there taking notes with a pen and a pad. But before I can forget that Lewis is 9 years old, he says, please don't tell my dad. And he asks me if I believe in angels. And before I realize that I don't have the heart to tell him, I tell him not lately. And I just lay there, waiting for him to hate me. He doesn't know how to, so he never does. Lewis loves like a man who lived in a time before God gave religion to men and left up to them to figure out what hate was. He never greets me with silence, only smiles, and a patience I've never seen in someone who knows they're dying. I've been with him for 5 days, and all I really know is that Lewis loves to pull feathers out of his pillow and watch them float to the ground, almost as if he's the philosopher inside the scientist, ready to say, it's gravity that's been getting us down. But the truth is, there's not enough miracles to go around, kid. And there's too many people petitioning God for the winning lotto ticket. And for every answered prayer, there's a cricket with arthritis. And the only reason we can't find answers is because the search party didn't invite us. And Lewis, right now the crickets have arthritis. So there's no music. There's no symphony of nature swelling to crescendos as if ripping halos into melodies that can keep rhythm with the way that our hearts beat. So we must meet silence with the same level of noise that the parents of dying 9-year-old boys make when they take liberties with talking with heaven. We must shout until we shatter on our own vibrations and let our lives echo and grow distant. Grow distant enough for us to know that as far as our efforts go, we don't always get a reply. But I swear to whatever God that I can find in the time that I have left, I'm going to remember you, kid. I'm going to tell your story as often as every story that you told me. And every time I tell it, I'm going to say, see, there's bravery in this world. There's 6.5 billion people curled up like fists protesting death. But every breath we take has to be given back. A 9-year-old boy taught me that. So hold your breath. The same way you'd hold a pen when writing thank you letters on your skin to every tree that gave you that breath to hold. And let it go. Let it go like you understand something about life and you have to give it back. Let it go like a laugh attack in the middle of really good sex. The black eye will be worth it. Because what's your night worth without a story to tell? And why wield a word like worth if you've got nothing to sell? People drop pennies down a wishing well as if the price of a desire is equal to that of a thought. But if you got expectations, expect others to bought your exact same dream for a hard work, hang and hold on mentality. Like I'll accept any challenge, so challenge me. Like I brought a knife to this gunfight, but the other night I mugged mountains, so bring that shit, I've had practice. Lewis and I cracked this world wide open. We found that the prize inside is that we never lied to ourselves. We never told ourselves it'd be easy or undemanding. So we sing with our own vibrations, and we dare angels to eavesdrop from heaven and stop mid-flight to pluck feathers from the wings and write demands in God's hands, take the time to catch you. Because even if God doesn't, we'll know that it wasn't because we didn't try. I don't often believe in angels, but on the day I left, Lewis pulled a feather from his pillow. He said, "This is for you." I half expected him to say, "See? This is the first one I heard."